Back here again with Long Beach Poly senior Ariana Washington, and Ari, right now as we stand, 5 state championships, 4 individual. The only other Long Beach Poly runner ever with 4 individual titles, Bryce Nellen. That alone is pretty good company. So obviously, you go out and win the 100. That gives you a 5th individual state title. What would it mean to you, knowing all the greats who have ever laced up a pair of track spikes here, to say, I have more individual championships than any runner that's ever competed at the school?
I think it's kind of like, I think in my head I've accomplished my goal of being the greatest to ever come across Poly. Like, you know, when I first got here, I didn't really think about it as much, but as maybe my sophomore year, I realized what my potential was, and it was kind of like, this is a goal I have to go after. I have to be great. I have to have my name in the record books somehow, some way. I have to be a part of history. I just want to be a part of history. I want to be somebody that no one ever forgets. I want to be like my lasting legacy on the school. And I think this weekend is definitely just gonna be the top, the cherry on the cake. Especially even with me just winning the 100, but me just winning the 4x1 and the 1 and the 2. I think I'll be the most decorated person in Long Beach. And so to me, that's just it. Oh my God. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to be I want to be a part of history, and I think when you're a part of history, that's it. That's something that nobody can take away from me. And I mean, you can have a record, you can have a national record or a state record, but that can always come down. But when you are the first to do something, that's something that nobody can ever take away from me. No one can ever take away that I was the first Poly female to win the 100 or 200. So I mean, it's always good.
And the 4x1
and the 4x1
as well. Now, like I mentioned in the earlier segment, you and Gwen Ladd from Westchester, 1979, the only women ever in the state to go 100, 200, 4x1. Obviously, if you win all 3 again this weekend, you will be the only person ever in state history. So that alone is pretty inspiring, and I'm sure a great motivator for you. So now, if you get to 5 individual state titles, then you pull even with a woman by the name of Allison Felix. You get to 6 individual state titles, and that means the only other person who's ever accomplished that on the track is Marion Jones. If I say at the end of the weekend, Allison Felix, Marion Jones, Ariana Washington, I mean, I know obviously that, like you said, when you realize as a sophomore that you had an opportunity to be special, but when you realize you have an opportunity to be that special, I mean, how inspiring or motivating is that for you?
I mean, everybody knows who Allison Felix is. Everyone knows who Marion Jones is. Whether you run track or not, you know who they are. And to be in that circle of names and to have my name thrown in that pot, it's just it lets me know that this isn't the end for me. I can be greater after my college career, and when I become a professional athlete. There's so much more to this, and I know that I have the ability to be not just a great athlete, but just a great role model for others, especially when it comes to character and things like that. It lets me know that I'm kind of a one of a kind. That wasn't anything that's special or anything like that. I mean, anybody can go out there and be fast, but it takes a certain person to be fast at a certain time in their life. And I feel like God really set this up for me. This is where I'm supposed to take my light and take my stage. And so I just think of track as my stage, and I'm just in the spotlight.
Very cool. Now, the thing that is, in order to be fast and to be fast over a long period of time, as we've seen this year, it's kind of been a unique postseason in the sense that right at the outset, we find out that one of your future teammates at Oregon, Sarah Baxter, is not going to compete in the postseason. Therefore, her chance at 4 straight state titles is done. Then we hear about Claire Kiefer-Wright, the high jump champion in 2012. She suffers a foot injury and she doesn't even get to compete at CIF finals. Then last week, Caitlin Merritt, the defending state champion in the pole vault, no heights at her opening height. So I mean, obviously there will be other defending state champions competing this weekend along with you, but it's just a testament to the fact that not only do you have to be fast and be consistently fast, but you have to be healthy. I mean, can you just kind of elaborate on, I mean, the challenge in itself to go out and beat the competition year after year after year, but to be healthy enough, to be motivated enough to have everything set up and it's, you know, just to get ready to have that chance, you know, to do what what you have an opportunity to do 3 years in a row, because obviously these are some people that are all, you know, the greats in their individual events, and you know, didn't even have a chance to compete this postseason to get to the finish line like you're hoping to get to on Saturday. So how hard is that just to be healthy that long?
This is actually my first season completely healthy. Like this is my first. And the last year I had a groin injury and a hamstring issue, and the year before that was coming off a broken foot. So it's taking its toll on me. But I'm just trying to take it like one step at a time. They're not trying to have me peak so early like I always do, and have me peak later. And so that's also helped me more. And I've taken a lot of precaution when it comes to like warming up correctly and cooling down correctly. I think like a lot of those mechanics are really starting to help me. And I mean, anybody can win state, but it takes, you know, a special individual to win state and do it again, and then do it again, and, you know, hopefully do it again like I'm about to this weekend. So it just lets you know, it lets me know how special I am. So it's like, it's motivating, because it's like, you know, when you win state, people are like, oh, you won state, but it's like, you win state again, it's like, oh, like, she won state again. So it's motivating, because now I feel like if I don't win state, I feel like I let a lot of people down, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to disappoint people. So I feel like it's not that I want to win, but it's more like I have to win.